Former President Trump said Florida Governor Ron DeSantis running for president would be a great act of disloyalty as he kicked off his first two major campaign events as part of his own 2024 presidential run. Trump visited New Hampshire and South Carolina, two of the first states to vote in the primary calendar, on Saturday after a quieter than normal beginning to his re-election campaign. He launched his campaign in mid-November, but has yet to hold any major rallies that were consistent during his 2016 and 2020 runs. Trump announced the leaders of his New Hampshire and South Carolina campaigns during his speeches. After his South Carolina speech, he sat for an interview with the Associated Press and criticized DeSantis, who is rumored to be considering his own presidential run and who has consistently placed second in hypothetical Republican primary polls. Trump emphasized his own status leading in many of these polls and took credit for DeSantis' first election as governor of Florida. If he runs, that's fine. I'm way up in the polls. He's going to have to do what he wants to do, but he may run, Trump said. I do think it would be a great act of disloyalty because, I got him in. He had no chance. His political life was over. Trump endowed DeSantis ahead of the Republican primary for the gubernatorial race in 2018. Trump faced criticism from many in his own party following the November midterm elections, in which Republicans underperformed their hopes and expectations. The president's party has historically lost seats in Congress during the midterms, but Democrats were able to grow their majorities in the Senate and only narrowly lost the House. Many, including some allies of Trump, blame the former president for endorsing GOP candidates in the primary who were seen as less likely to win a general election but more loyal to him than their challengers. Many of these candidates lost in key congressional and gubernatorial races. Polls began showing DeSantis, who has not publicly confirmed a 2024 run, closing the gap with Trump or in some cases leading in hypothetical polls. But Trump led DeSantis by 17 points in a morning consult poll earlier this month. Trump told AP that he has not spoken to DeSantis in a long time. He expressed confidence about his own prospects, the possibility of DeSantis running in an interview with David Brody on the water cooler earlier this week, saying, "We'll handle that the way I handle things." Trump is the only major candidate who has officially launched their candidacy in the 2024 race, but many Republicans have indicated they are considering running, including former Vice President Mike Pence, former U.S. Ambassador to the United Nations Nikki Haley, and former Secretary of State Mike Pompeo. So, this is a fairly entertaining comment by Trump because, generally speaking, it's normal of presidents to endorse candidates for governor, senator, congressman. And it's kind of a no strings attached type of deal where they kind of, they get their endorsement, they run, maybe they win, maybe they lose. But it's really weird to see him say, well, I was the one who got you through the door, so you better not run against me in this presidential race that I shouldn't even be in. But, you better not run against me. I mean, a lot of people are saying Trump's power is diminishing, and this kind of reinforces that because I feel like if Trump really believed he could just wipe DeSantis, he would say, yeah, let him get in the race. If he wants to, whatever. I'll handle it the way I handled things, he said a few days ago or a week ago. But for him to say that it would be disloyal, and he said this about his cabinet members running against him as well. I did a video on that too. It's almost like reality is starting to set in for him that we are a year away from the race. You are leading these polls, but DeSantis's star, whether you like him or not, is rising, and I might be in for some trouble here. So I think that whole tough guy act that Trump has a lot of times really subsided with these comments. If he has to go to his loyalty card, because I think the older version of him who was polling and leading everywhere in these different polls, they would go, yeah, let him get in. Fine, doesn't matter. But I don't think I think he is putting on a brave face, and he knows what's coming his way, which is DeSantis rising and him, and referring to Trump, falling and falling.